Welcome back, gamers, to Gamer Guide channel. I am Rollin in Robocraft and Gamer Guide, and today we're looking at the Mk10 Electromantor, something I put together to be a little tougher against snipers as it has more compact electroplating on the side. Now today they went ahead and added back in the speed to hover blades, which I'm really thrilled about. So we're getting up to about 226 miles an hour at overclock 13, and all the Electromantis I had before are also back up and speedy as normal. If you guys are interested in building this, all the parts you're going to need are going to be listed in the build garage after this match video completes. If you're new here, please subscribe, and I appreciate all the likes and comments you would leave me here on this video. Thanks again. I'm about 3,000 subscribers now, and I appreciate all your feedback and support here on the channel. After this match video concludes, I'll be in the build garage and we'll do a step-by-step build. See you guys after this match. Alright gamers, let's get started on this build. This is going to be using mostly our TX1 blocks and our black mat cubes in tier 10. What we're going to do first is get our first cube down here on the ground. You see this is the base of the arrow right on the center on the line. If you turn on your mirror line tool, which is X by default, or you might check your settings to see what that is. Then we're going to go ahead and add some cubes here on the back, and we're kind of working on our second row from the bottom right now. This will be the row that we put our pilot seat on. And we're going to attach a lot of electroplates kind of around this entire body to keep it protected. Let's go ahead and extend back some of these cubes. Right now we're really just using cubes all the way around, and we're going to make a little containing vessel here for our pilot seat. So we got that worked out. Now we're going to go ahead and put some more blocks here to kind of set our prisms up on the underside. So here we go. Let's go and set these up here. So these ones on top are just temp. You can just take these off after you're done. And here on the other side too. All right, and now we're going to actually put the prisms we're going to put the seat on here in the center. And then on both left and right side, we're going to use a couple more. And this will just keep our pilot seat away from some of the blocks that can get damaged a little bit more easily. So let's fly back underneath here and we'll add those on. Alright, and after we get this finished, we're going to go ahead and lower this entire body. Now you can do that by pressing your comma and period keys to raise and lower your vehicle in the garage. And we're going to go and work on the top a little bit now. First we'll add some prisms here to the outside. These are eventually going to be where we'll put our arms. And now we're going to go lay down what are going to be temporary blocks for a future time to pull off, but we're going to put some other prisms on the outside faced up, so it's kind of important we put them down. We're also going to put one of these cubes out right here, as you see, 2 spaces out on the red line. Then either side, you see we have 2 inners, and then we put some prisms face sideways. 2 tetra outside of that, and then all the way down here on the outside, we're going to put prisms all the way down connecting to the main body. There we go. Now we can go and take off these temporary prisms we put on the inside. We're going to need this open so we can put a hover blade later on. Alright, now we're just going to do the same thing here on the other side. So these are all temp blocks again. Alright, all the way down there. You see you got 4 of them. Then 1 block here, 2 down on the red line. Again, 2 inners. And then we're going to connect these again, prisms, sideways. On the outside, we got our tetra. And then all the way down on the outside, these are the ones we're actually going to keep. We're going to put our prisms with the pointing side down. There we go. And then we're going to get rid of our temp blocks one more time here on the inside. Alright, so that's what you should have right now. Let's go and lift up the vehicle again. Use your period key and your comma again to lift and lower your vehicles. We're going to add a little bit more mass here to the top to make this a little stronger. And we're going to leave a channel here in the center. This is where our pilot is going to sit eventually. We need to add a little bit more to it. Alright, all the way down the side here, we're using just cubes in tier 10. And then here we're going to have a little protection for our pilot. It's also on the other side where we're going to put our speedometer. Makes it a little bit tougher in case we do have a shot come through the top of the cockpit, which is unlikely, but it could happen. And then again, we're using just a lot of cubes right now in TX1 and the matte blacks. Of course, you could use the red cubes if you don't want to put out the extra money for the matte black, or you like the look of the reddish black cubes better. You could also use orange tier 10 cubes too, or Mark 10, I guess they are now, if you wanted to. Now I am using a lot of TX1 on the top side here because we have our hovers a little lower than we do on some of our other vehicles. So we need to have a light top on this. Alright, there we go. Let's put a couple of prisms upside down here in the cabin on the front and back. This is going to keep that damage further away from our pilot. And we're going to make the backside of the pilot's chair here. A couple of rounded cubes just for a look. Nice look, I think. Alright, now time for the big hovers. We're using 2 tier 10s, and in this we're going to be using 4 tier 6. So right now the tier 10s, these are the ones that are going to be mounted a little bit lower. Alright, here on the front we're just adding a little more bulk. Getting some prisms upside down there. And then a couple tetra here on the outside. Alright, on the back we're going to do the same thing. Add in our tier 10 hover. And then we're going to protect the connection point a little bit. So some tetra and some prisms, of course. And now our pilot can go in. And if you have a speedometer, you can go ahead and add that, or any other cosmetic you might want to add somewhere else. You can certainly do that instead. Now these are tier 6, so we had to use tier 6 because of the size on these. They're a little bit smaller, and they still help you get up and get top speeds. Alright, now we're going to add a row to the bottom. This will be where we connect our tier 10.3 electroplates a little later. These here are all going to be cubes, except for the ends, which are prisms. Alright, then we're going to go and put on our tier 10 thrusters on the bottom, just 2 of them, both facing forward for a little higher top speed. And then here on the bottom, let's go ahead and start adding our electroplates on. These are 10.6 electroplates. And then here in the center, we're going to start adding our tier 10.3s. And that will just keep our pilot a little bit more protected from rail shots, as it's harder to hit one of these plates twice than it is the bigger ones. Then on the top, we are going to be adding in our 10.9s. And then on the ends here, 10.4s. And face them inwards so they cover up those hover blades and make it hard to hit on both sides. Alright, time for some arrow rods now. This will be what we mount our nano disruptors on. We're trying to get them all on the top side, so it makes it a little bit more useful when we're going to the fusion towers or to the plutonium towers and taking off the crystals. It will just work a whole lot better. This is going to be for our Tesla blade. It's always good to have one of those on your healer. At least one. And in this one, we're going for a little bit of stealth, so we're going to use our tier 9 radar jammers. We'll put another one of our nano disruptors here on the top. Another one here on the front, and one more of these stealthy nano disruptors. So that completes this build, guys. Thank you so much for checking out my channel here and building the Electromantor for yourself, and I hope you come back and visit me in the next one. See you guys later.